Breathe in, breathe out. You've just released carbon dioxide. We measure our height, we measure our weight, we measure our steps. But how do we measure the carbon from all of our activities? Carbon dioxide is invisible, and invisible things are hard to measure. So, how far do you have to live from your office before you should just work from home? That's the question I answer on a daily basis. Whenever things are invisible, we don't measure them. People and organisations continuously forget to think about carbon. So, this is the basket of 6. You have carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and 3 other halogenated products. Carbon dioxide, methane is 28 times more warming than carbon dioxide, and nitrogen oxide is 300 times more warming. So what we do is we equate them all. We make them all equivalent to carbon dioxide, CO2e. Then what we do is we subdivide these up into scope 1, which is whenever you take all the fuel that you burn through your petrol, diesel, anything else, and convert it to CO2. Scope 2 is when you purchase electricity or other forms of energy, and scope 3 is your supply chain. So that's all the purchased goods and services, that's everything else that's along the way there. And for most businesses, scope 3 is about 80% of their emissions. That's your commute, that's your business travel, that's your hotel stay. A single night in a London hotel is the same as working from home for 4 days. So, if it's invisible, how do we measure it? That's what I do. I go into businesses, I talk to them about how much carbon is there, what they can do about it, on what time frame, and most importantly, how we actually abate it. Because technology alone will not solve this question. So the question I know which is all on your minds, how far do I have to work from home before I shouldn't go into the office? So that comes down to one thing. DESNEs publish every year the figures that are there. So an hour working from home is 0.33 kilograms of carbon. So a 40-hour work week is approximately 13 kilograms of carbon. So what you can now do is you can work back. That's 8 miles in a petrol car, that's 26 miles in an electric vehicle, and that's 23 miles by train. So the next time your company turns around and goes, maybe you should come into the office, you can turn around to them and go, do we have the carbon budget for that? Although carbon's invisible, measuring it makes it real, and once it becomes real, it becomes manageable. Thank you very much. Leave my balloons there.
Thank you so much, Chris. That was fascinating. I've never ever thought about it in that way before. It was fantastic. Do we have, who wants to take the first question? I think Aaron is keen to.
Am I tangled in you? Sorry. Yeah, really interesting topic. I have often debated myself on the train up to Belfast from Bangor of I wonder how much it's wasting, and especially now I'm driving about the country, it's very much. CO2 equivalents. Is that just because we all got used to CO2 and it's easy to bring the big numbers down to CO2 equivalents as opposed to going up? Like, what established that basically as?
That was it. Is 74% of the emissions are CO2, so it's easier to bring everything down. As I said there, methane's 28 times, nitrous oxide's 300. These ones, I couldn't get balloons that are the size of it because they'd be like big balls. It's like 100,000 times for some of them.
Immediately got my next question there of how big a balloon we need to.
Yeah, I was looking at kind of, could I fit this all in the car? And the answer was no, and the basket would have to be a lot bigger than my wash basket. So yeah, I just abandoned that idea and just put 3 small ones. So
awesome, thank you very much.
Thank you. Vic, did you want to ask a question?
So really interesting talk, thank you so much, and really clearly really impactful kind of work. So what motivated you to get involved in this type of work, research, in terms of your interests? Yeah,
whenever I was doing my master's, I was taking wine bottle corks and turning them into using that biomass. I'm very interested. Yeah, this is what everyone said at the start. So we used heterogeneous catalysis, transformed them into fine products at that point, and just ever since then, it's just I've been collecting different ways of doing things until I get to the point of this is how you actually talk to businesses, and this is what drives the change. And it's like turning around to people and going, if you ever watch, and again, sorry to use it as a soapbox, watch the Super Bowl, at the end of it, all the private jets just scatter. that's what you need to do. This is what we need to do. We need to have this conversation with people to go, where in your business is the biggest impact that you can make? And it's normally around business travel or commuting. So sadly, no more first class flights for people.
I'm just gonna, what was the big complicated word you just said for the wine corks?
Oh, heterogeneous catalysis.
Off.
I think that's Super Bowl. I was like, it's not that big. Aaron, can we please get a round of applause for Chris? Thank you so much, Dr. Chris McCallum. Thank you.